Hello all, I'm Sai and you're watching The Book Dragon. In today's video, as you've seen in the thumbnail itself, I'm going to unbox my package of Lock the Box 2020 from Bookchor. Before anyone starts asking me why I didn't talk about before in the channel, I'll tell about all those things after I unbox the package. Also, if you're a person who's looking out for how to order this this year, please do stick on until then because I'll be talking about the things which I know by then. So without any further ado, let's get into the books now. Guys, I've opened the box now. All the books looks just so gorgeous. I've ordered totally 15 books, of which 4 are hardcovers and the rest are paperbacks. This is the cost. The cost of this box was 1500 rupees. So I don't think that 15 books for 1500 rupees is a waste of money because it is a lot. And I'll just show you the books as such they are from the above, and then we'll get into the books one by one. Look how beautiful they are. Okay, the first book which I see here is this one, which is the Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown. This is a new copy and it is also an hardcover illustrated edition. Why I bought this mainly because I saw this book actually on sale during Diwali in Bookchor, but it costed like 1400 rupees for a single copy. But when I saw it in Lock the Box, I didn't even think, I just put it into my box. Now, the special thing about this illustrated edition is that if you've not read Dan Brown's books before, he talks about a lot of locations throughout his story which are present in the real world, and for people who want to know the places while they are reading throughout, it's a bit difficult. I'm not a person like that, so it's not difficult for me. But in this special illustrated edition, each and every place that he talks about and each and every illustration that he talks about, a photo is present within it. Yeah. It's so beautiful. Okay, and I hosted my buddy read for the Lost Symbol in December, and one of you guys, my subscribers, you are so thoughtful enough to send me a link for the Lost Symbol, in which every place that was talked about in the Lost Symbol, an image of it was given to me. Okay, and it was so thoughtful thing to do, and I love you guys for that itself. So this is my first book in this one, and I think this is my most anticipated of all when it comes to this box. The next book which I see here is 1000 Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini. First of all, I just love the size of this paperback. This is a used copy, but it is really good, except the spine. The spine is a bit cracked. I don't crack my spines at all, so it's a bit annoying for me to see it like that, but this is a really good copy if you ask me. Now, one of the main reasons for buying this book is that controversy which we had last year in 2020. I don't want to name the controversy. If you've been following Bookstagram and Book Twitter and Book Internet in general, you'll know why this book became even more famous after that single post by a very famous personality, if I'm not wrong. And also 2020 was a year in which I started reading a lot more of literary fiction, and I just got attracted towards that genre a lot. This is also a book in the literary fiction genre, and it is a Man Booker Prize winner, if I'm not wrong. So, sorry, not a Man Booker Prize winner, it's a British Book Awards Prize winner in 2008, and I've also heard only really good things about 1000 Splendid Suns. I know that it's a sad book. I'll not be reading it right now. I'll try to read it in the summer, and I'll try to make a review of this one as well. The next one is a non-fiction book, because while curating this box, I was very much sure that I should add books from different genres. Usually, you know, if you've been following me, that I read a lot more of fantasy, and I wanted to try a lot more genres this year. So I tried to contain my desire for fantasy and purchase books from some other genres. So this is a non-fiction book, 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel with Blake Masters, and I've heard really good things about this one as well. It's really short, and I also think that this is a book that's focused towards startups and entrepreneurship in general. I've been into non-fiction books for quite a while now, for at least 6 months if I'm not wrong. That's one of the main reasons why I took non-fiction November, and I read a lot in that month. I learned a lot in November due to reading a lot more non-fiction books, and I'm trying to keep that pace and try to read a lot more non-fiction books in this year, especially some books which are focused towards building a brand and making personal finance a really good portion of my life. I think this will be one of those books which will help me a lot. Also, this is one which I and my brother want to read a lot more. Let's just see when we end up reading this. The next one is a book that was recommended a lot of times by one of my most favorite booktubers, who's Manpreet, the Indian booktuber, if you didn't know, and it is The Undomestic Goddess by Sophie Kinsella. I read Finding Morty, which was also suggested by Manpreet in her channel, and I just loved Finding Morty a lot. Okay, I didn't think that a book dealing with mental health issues can be put out in such a sweet and beautiful way. If you've not read Finding Audrey by Sophie Kinsella, please do go and try it out because it's a book that everyone needs to read, and I'm sure that it will put a smile on your face no matter what. And also, I wanted to read this last year itself, but I was not able to get my hands on a copy. I found this, so I just went forward and bought it. Also, while reading the premise of the book, it just felt so heartwarming and very chill, like Finding Audrey. Finding Audrey had a serious issue to tackle, but this didn't seem like a serious book at all. It just seemed like a very feel-good book on the premise itself, so I went forward and bought this. The next book is a mythological fiction, also with a lot of literary fiction elements put into it, and it is Heroes by Stephen Fry. I'm not very much sure about what this book's premise is, so I'm going to just read the blurb from the back of the book. If I pronounce any Greek names wrong, please forgive me because I'm not that much familiar with Greek mythology. Now, the blurb reads like this. Join Jason aboard the Argo as he seeks the Golden Fleece and see Atlanta outrun all men before being tricked with golden apples. Soldier through Heracles' 12 labors, shiver in terror under the stone-cold gaze of Medusa, and witness wily Oedipus solve the riddle of the Sphinx. From white-knuckle chases to twisting labyrinths, impossible puzzles to blood-curdling monsters, Heroes is filled with dramatic, funny, tragic, and timeless tales of what we mortal men and women are truly capable of at our heroic best. Now, this one sounds a bit whimsical as well as a bit dark for me. Usually, I like dark-themed books a lot more rather than happy books, and I think this will have both of them in equal proportions. Let's just wait and see how it is. The next one is a very famous Paulo Coelho book, and it is Hippie by Paulo Coelho. If I'm not wrong, this is an autobiographical fiction written by Paulo Coelho. I've read only one other book by Paulo Coelho before, which is his most famous, and his first book, if I'm not wrong, which is The Alchemist. I was disappointed a bit after reading The Alchemist because I was not able to understand what the story was about, but I'm definitely going to try and reread this year, and I'll try to make a review of it while I end up reading it. It's one of my brother's most favorite books of all time, and that's one of the main reasons why I ordered this one, because I wanted both of us to read this, and it is kind of Paulo Coelho's life itself put into the story of a different character, but saying his life story through the lens of that character. I'm very much interested in reading this, and I also think that many people who have not liked Paulo Coelho's other works have liked this, and those who liked his other works do not like this. I'm a person who didn't like The Alchemist, so I'm hoping to like this soon. The next one is another non-fiction book, and it is my most anticipated of all the non-fiction books that are available in this box, and it is Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind by Yuval Noah Harari. I've been wanting to read this book for over 2 years now, and I did get my hands on the audiobook, but I did not read it. My brother finished the audiobook, and he said that if you're going to read this book, read it alone. Don't do it in such a way you read the other books where you read parallelly 2 or 3 books at the same time, because this will kill you if you read like that. Because he says that this book just pulls in all the random things in everyone's life and just makes them come to sense towards the end. I've also heard only really good things. Also heard that this is a very intense read. I do like intense books, especially I cannot imagine how a non-fiction book can be intense. I've heard really crazy things about this one, and I'm very much pumped to read this. And also I'm going to try to read this as soon as possible, especially in the summer, because this kind of books which are frustrating and confusing are books which I love to read during summer, because with the sun out there, it's really amazing to read such books for me. So I'm going to try this in the summer. The next book is another literary fiction, and it is a new hardcover, and I'm talking about Everything Under by Daisy Johnson. Now, this is a Man Booker Prize winner from 2018. I've been wanting to read this book for a very long time, ever since it was released actually, because I do follow certain book subscription boxes online, and I don't buy them, but I follow the books that they are putting in their boxes so that I can buy them from other stores. You also can try the tip, because most of the times when book subscription boxes choose books, they are really good books. From my experience that I've seen, I usually follow them and I buy them from Amazon or some other online site, because it's a bit cheaper compared to buying from subscription boxes. And this is one such book. It's a literary fiction, if I'm not wrong, and it deals with this story of a girl named Gretel who has not seen her mother from her later teens, and she's pulled up back into the place where she grew up, and she has to remember certain things. It's also a really short read. This has been in my Amazon cart for like very long, almost over 1.5 years, and when I saw a new copy of this one available for sale in Lock the Box, I just went and purchased this, and I'm very much pumped to read this. The next 2 books in the box are from one of my most favorite authors, and it is John Green. The 2 books that I'm talking about are An Abundance of Katherines and Will Grayson, which he co-authored with David Levithan. I have not read any David Levithan books, but I'm very much interested in reading his book Every Day, which I've not got my hands on till now. Now, An Abundance of Katherines is a comic contemporary in which there's this guy, I don't know his name, okay. The premise of this book is that he's being dumped by a girl, or by a girl in his life, in high school, and he's the 19th girl that, she's the 19th girl who dumps him, and she's the 19th Catherine who dumps him as well. That's why it's an abundance of Catherines. That itself makes me feel so hilarious. And the next one is Will Grayson, which is kind of magical realism put with contemporary. That's why we have two authors. The premise of this book is that in Chicago, one day what happens is two teen boys, they meet, and from then on their life is going to change. The similar thing about these two boys is that both of their names is Will Grayson. That's why Will Grayson. I'm very much excited to read both of these. I'm sure that I'll read them within the end of the year, but I'm not sure when I'll read them. I'll also try to make reviews if I end up reading them. Also, at this point, the only John Green book which I have not owned is Let It Snow. I'll try to buy that also by the end of the year. Let's just wait and see when I end up reading these two. The next one is a King book, that is a Stephen King book, and it is Desperation by Stephen King. I already own 7 Stephen King books with me, but I read only one of the 7 that are already there on my shelf. I have not read the other 6. That's a very bad thing. Don't do that if you're buying books. And one of the main reasons why I wanted to buy this is because I'm trying to do a Stephen King collection. Sometime in the future, you'll be seeing a rack in my bookshelf completely for Stephen King alone. You'll see King continuously. That's my idea. So I'm trying to collect some of these Stephen King books, especially in hardcover, because these are huge bricks, okay, and they are available for very cheap prices when it comes to Bookchor. I've not seen them for low prices anywhere else in the sites that I buy books from. And this is about the story of many people who are traveling, okay, and they have to cross this town named Desperation. Something very bad happens, just like in any other Stephen King book. And one thing which I like about Stephen King books and his writing is that though it is way too descriptive, he writes characters and the things that happen to characters with such depth that they seem so real, okay. That's one of the main reasons which intrigues me a lot to read Desperation. For the huge size that it is, I definitely don't know at which point in life I'll be reading this, but I'll try to at least film that shelf that I'm trying to make ready once I make it ready. The next book in the box is Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami. I've read only one Murakami book, if I'm not wrong, physically, and it is The Birthday Girl, and I've listened to 2 of his books on audio. I don't remember anything about those books right now at this point, which is very bad. So I'm going to try and read some of his books physically and try to build a collection again. Now, the main reasons why I picked up Kafka on the Shore is mainly because it's magical realism, also literary fiction put together, just like some other books which I talked about in the video. And I think which intrigues me a lot about this one is the setup of Japan itself. All of his books are set up in Japan, right? That's the original language in which the books were written, and then they were translated to English. I'm a person who's very much intrigued by Japanese culture. That's mainly one of the main reasons why I'm intrigued by it, is because I studied in a school whose origin is from Japan. So the school is so disciplined, and sometimes even students get the opportunity to travel to Japan once a year for free. Not everyone, selected students, depending upon academic performance and such stuff. I don't know why I'm talking about all those stuff now, just to link my interest towards Japanese culture and things like that. And ever since I finished reading Ikigai, I want to visit Japan at least once. Not just Ikigai, but also some other books that are based on Japanese culture that I've read. I've read only books based on Japanese culture and non-fiction. I've not read any fiction books at all, and that's one of the main reasons why I'm intrigued to pick up this one. The last 3 books in this box are children's books, and I do like reading children's books because they are quick reads for me. And the first 2 are The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe and Prince Caspian by C.S. Lewis from the Chronicles of Narnia. I have the first book alone from the Chronicles of Narnia, which I bought during my last Lock the Box purchase, and I saw these 2 and they were available in like almost new condition, so they are used. I went forward and bought them. I think that these will be very much suitable for reading during some nice cozy winter afternoon, because these are really tiny books, okay, and they are also illustrated, if I'm not wrong, because the last time I purchased that book was illustrated. So are these, if I'm not wrong. Okay, yeah, both of them are illustrated, so they'll not take a lot of time to read. Also, once I finish reading them, I can pass it on to my nephews and nieces, and also my little cousins who are interested in reading. I'm trying to make them readers as well. Okay, so I want to raise a generation of readers after me, so I'm trying my best. You also should, if you love reading books, because it's something which not many people do nowadays, and this is the time that we can make people do it, because most people have got a lot of time in their hands, and this is a time in which we can nurture this habit and make it spread wide to a lot more people. And do try making children read books, especially this series, because though it is fantasy, it is really very much suitable for children. It is not at all dark, and that's one of the main reasons why I like this. The last book in the box is another children's book, and it is by one of my most favorite children's authors, and I'm talking about George's Marvelous Medicine by Roald Dahl. If you didn't know, I read the BFG by Roald Dahl in the Jan of 2020, and it ended up being one of my really most favorite reads of 2020. It was also a surprising read when it came to 2020 for me, and I wanted to read more of his books this year, but most of them are very, very expensive. I don't want to buy expensive books which are children's books and not end up reading them for a longer time, so I went forward and bought this. It's also really, really thin. The cover actually says book and CD, read by Derek Jacobi, so I'm just going to check out what that means. There's some flap here, guys. Yeah, it does have some CDs inside. I think it will be an audiobook that's narrated, but I don't know who the hell uses CDs nowadays. I'm going to try and read this as soon as I can, because it's really, really short. You see, if I sit down, I can read it within like 20 or 30 minutes, and I'm also very much sure that if my nephew comes to my house and if he sees this book, he'll kill me if I don't give it to him. So I'll have to read it sooner, because he can come during any weekend and he'll just go through everything, and if he wants this, I'll not be able to read it afterwards, because I don't know what will happen to it afterwards. But I'm going to try to read this ASAP. Guys, now I'll tell you why I didn't talk about it before buying it in the channel. Mainly because this is my first time purchasing online Lock the Box also, so I was not at all sure how it was going to work out and whether the books will be delivered to me in a proper way or not. But thankfully and gratefully, just like my previous experiences from Bookchor, this was delivered properly, and I also sanitized it after getting it here. That's the only reason why I didn't talk about it before. Some of my friends asked me to make a video on it. I told them separately, okay, my personal life friends I'm talking about, but I didn't talk about it in the channel, only due to the reason that the minimum order itself is 1000 rupees. So if something goes wrong, I didn't want to end up being the reason for anyone losing their money. That's the only reason why I didn't talk about it before in the channel, and I'm saying this now because I've seen their service and it is pretty much very, very good. The packaging was excellent, guys. Please do believe me. Okay, it might seem like a bit dirty now, but it was really, really perfect. All the books are in really good condition, if you ask me. I was very much frightened that they are going to ship huge boxes and the books can be easily damaged because they are just cardboard boxes, but thankfully they didn't get damaged at all, and I'm very much grateful for that. Also, after this, Lock the Box is happening in Karnataka, if I'm not wrong, and the only thing which you have to keep in mind is that a day or two before the sale starts, just go forward and install the Lock the Box app from Google Play Store and Play Store, and you can just see the books popping up. What you'll have to do is you'll have to add the books to your cart, but you cannot check out the books as such. After adding the books to your cart, there's an option to select select as many boxes as you want. I bought this box, which is the middle one, which costs like 1500 rupees per box, and I think that you can easily fit in 15 books. I bought some huge books, that's why I was not able to fit in more than 15 books, but I think you can fit in. If you buy more paperbacks than hardcovers, do please try that out. And after buying that box, you can just shuffle the books that you added to your cart by adding them one by one into the box. It'll just show you a progress of how much percentage of your box is being filled, and just you can try to make it as much full as you can. I was not able to fill this box for over 98% because of all the shuffling that I did. So also, when you're adding the books into the cart, they stay inside the cart only for 3 hours, so you'll have to add the books into your box before the 3 hours end itself. Otherwise, you cannot find those books very easily, because I experienced it a lot. Another thing which you have to keep in mind is that usually Bookchor gives free delivery for orders over 400 rupees, but for this one it was not at all like that. For your home delivery, you'll have to pay 500 rupees extra. For this one, which is 1500 rupees box, I was not ready to pay 500 rupees extra because I ordered just 15 books and I was not ready to pay 2000 rupees for just 15 books. So what I did was, there is this option for some locations where you can ask them to drop the box at a common checkpoint that they have in the app itself, and my brother went and picked this up today morning. So I didn't have that extra fees of 500 rupees. What they do is, after you go to the place, they ask for your phone number and the order number and your name, and they send an OTP to your phone number. If you give them the OTP correctly, you'll be delivered the box. Also in Chennai, I saw that the associates from Lock the Box, they left my brother to check all the books inside the box, and they sealed it properly again and gave it back to us. So please do check it out if you are interested. And I do think that it is a very profitable way of buying books, because this is the third time that I'm buying books from Lock the Box, and I'm sure that I'm very much satisfied. The first year I bought 20 paperbacks, and last year I bought 45 books for 4,000 rupees. Of those 45, 25 were hardcover books itself. This time there was not that much space to fill the books, because if we do it as a person, I and my brother could have easily fit in 20 books into this box without bulging it, but they did leave some space around, which was not a great technique to do, but better than worse. I think that all these books are very much worth 1,500 rupees. Also, I got these two bookmarks alone. Bookchor mostly gives bookmarks with all the products that they sell, and I got these two bookmarks, this one and this one. This one's very much cuter than this one. And that's all I have to talk about how you can purchase from Lock the Box, and why I didn't talk about it before in the channel. Okay guys, if you want any specific reviews for the books that you saw in this video, please do let me know down in the comments. I'll try to make reviews when I end up reading them. Also, if you did enjoy watching this video and found it helpful in some way or the other, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also share it to your friends. If you want to get more content from me, do subscribe to the channel, because I publish new videos every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.